And then Anastasia walked over to them, completely walked past us and didn't say anything to us, and then started talking to them. And we were kind of like, okay. Hey guys, it's Holly and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making a very interesting video that I've been putting off making for a very long time, actually like a few years, but I'm just gonna get straight to the point. This video is about Anastasia, aka Floral Princess's 100k party. As you will see if you watch her channel now, she's got like nearly 400,000 subscribers, so well done Anna, that is a huge like milestone. She's come so far from having 100k to nearly 400k, so I'm really proud of her, well done. And this video isn't a hate video towards Anastasia or anything. She hasn't done anything wrong, she's done nothing to me personally. I love Anna's videos, I watch them all the time and I sometimes still talk to her, so Anna, if you're watching this, please don't think this is a bad video about you. But I did just want to talk about the 100k party that I attended. But I did touch on this subject a little bit in a recent video that I posted, and a lot of you wanted to hear more about the situation. I'm literally just going to be telling you my experience at that party and showing you some videos from the night and stuff like that. So it could be a positive video. I don't actually know what I'm going to say yet, but here we go. So this happened on the 30th of January 2016, so 2 years ago of this month actually. So basically I'm going to give you some background information before we start. I didn't used to watch Anastasia until I met her personally after an Ariana Grande concert in like 2015 or 2014, I'm not sure. I basically went to the concert with my best friend Amber, and Anastasia was there with her friend Lily. I think she still does YouTube now. Anyway, I didn't know who Anastasia was at the time, and I walked out of the concert and she was stood there and she came up to me, and at the time she must have had less than 100,000 subscribers because her party was way after this happened. So we probably had about the same amount of subscribers, and she came up to me and said that she loved my videos, she watches me all the time, and we actually found out that we live really close to each other, so we thought that we should do a collab. Well, I suggested that we should do a collab anyway. We never ended up doing a collab, by the way. So we got a picture together, I'll put it here. Come on Holly, don't be lazy, put it there. But anyway, then when she hit 100,000 subscribers, she obviously threw a party for it and invited lots of her YouTube friends, and also some fans went. Like, I think there was a competition where her viewers could like win a chance to come to the party, and she actually invited me and a guest, so I obviously took my friend Amber, and Anastasia kind of knew Amber because we met at the concert. And I literally remember the night so clearly. Like, me and Amber got there so early, I can't remember why. I think it was like my mum took us, and actually I think my dad took us, and he had to be somewhere like straight after, so we had to get there a bit earlier so that he could go off to the other place. So we were literally the first ones there. They were still setting up, which is really awkward, and we were completely sober as well because I didn't drink at that age. So when we got there, we were literally so awkward and so sober, but we hadn't actually, at this point, we hadn't walked into the club yet. We stood outside the club, realised that we were so early, and didn't really know what to do because there wasn't really anything else in the area. So we decided to like walk in, and there was kind of this little room before you got into the actual, it might have been a club that she hired out, so there was no one else there. There was this little entrance bit where you could keep your coats, I guess, and there was like a security guard standing there taking your names and stuff. So we got there and the security woman was like, "You're really early," and we were like, "Yeah, we'll just stand in here then." So we literally stood in this little doorway. It was just this tiny room with the security woman, and she wasn't talking, and we just stood there like so awkward because she told us that we weren't allowed to go in yet because they were still setting up. So we just literally stood there. I think we waited for about 20 minutes or half an hour in this little room, but then we said, "Can we go to the toilet? Can we just like pop in to go to the toilet and then we'll come back out?" So she did let us in, and we walked in. It was really cool in there. It had like a bar, it had a dance area, it had a pole for pole dancing, and then it had like some toilets up the corner and stuff. And so we just went straight to the toilet. We didn't want to go and like speak to Anastasia or anyone because she was still setting up with like her family, and I think there was like 2 or 3 other friends there, like her personal friends. They weren't YouTube friends. So we didn't know who they were, so we just went straight to the toilet. And when we got in the toilet, I remember this so clearly and it's so funny. Amber went to the toilet because I didn't need to go, so I just stood in the toilet but not in the cubicle, if you know what I mean. So I was just waiting for Amber, and then two of her personal friends came in and they said, "Oh, are you here for the party?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she was like, "Oh, did you win the competition then?" And I went, "No, we're friends with Anastasia." She thought that we were Anastasia's viewers, like we had won a ticket to be there. And I just found it so funny, and it was so awkward because obviously I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm not even pretending to be a big famous YouTuber that everyone knows. So I didn't expect her friends to know who I was. But I just found it funny because I don't know how I felt about it basically. And I thought it was kind of insulting, but not, because I knew, like, how could she have known if we were viewers or not? So I just said like, no, we're friends with Anna. And they were like, "Oh right, what are your names?" And I said Holly and Amber. So they might have gone and told Anna that we were there in the toilets just casually. Anyway, so we were done in the toilets, and then we didn't really want to go and stand in that room again with the security guards. So we literally got outside the toilets and there were like some steps. So we just sat on the steps. It was right by the front door and it was so far away from like the party and dance area, but we could see Anastasia like setting up still. No one was even there yet, and we were just sitting on these steps doing nothing. We hadn't even gone over to Anastasia, and I don't know why. I guess we just felt really awkward and like shy, I don't know. Then some people started to like queue up at the front door, so they were in like a separate room but we could see them through the door, and we were just sitting on the stairs like watching people come in and talk to the security guard. Some people started coming in and like standing right at the top near where we were. They didn't go down to the main dance bit either because it hadn't really started yet, but people were coming in and they just stood kind of near us. And then Anastasia walked over to them, completely walked past us and didn't say anything to us, and then started talking to them. And we were kind of like, okay, we were there for so long. We were literally like waiting an hour in total, and she could clearly see us, and we were just sitting on these steps, but she just walked past us, and I was like, okay. Anyway, I'm not trying to say this is a bad thing. I'm not trying to hate on Anastasia or anything. I'm literally just saying like that is what happened, and we kind of felt just a bit pushed out, a bit ignored. But anyway, we decided to make our way down to the dance area because everyone else was going there now. The party had started by then, and we were just sitting like at the bar kind of thing, and some people were like talking in the middle. We still hadn't spoken to anyone, by the way. That might have been our fault, to be honest. Like, we should have gone up to Anastasia and said something, but we didn't. Anyway, then Keisha walked in, and she like got so excited when she saw me. She literally like screamed and ran up to me and we hugged. But that was literally my only interaction with anyone the whole night, everyone who wasn't Amber. Anyway, so then we were just like walking around and feeling really awkward, like not talking to anyone, just you know, just chilling. At least Anastasia had a good time, that's all that matters, honestly. And what other YouTubers were there? It was like Looking for Lewis, Sophie and Jasmine, Keisha, Anastasia, that's all I can remember really. So I knew who all these YouTubers were. I think I did actually speak to some of them online before. Like, I think we watched each other's videos, I'm not sure. I think we've messaged before. I have a few of them on Facebook and stuff like that. But when I was at the party, none of them spoke to me, like literally none of them. I'm not sure it's because they didn't recognize me or because they were in their own world having fun and stuff like that, but literally none of them spoke to me. I did go up to Sophie though and say like, hey, how you doing? I don't know. And she realised who I was when I spoke to her, and I can't remember what we talked about, but we just talked for like literally 2 minutes. But it just made me feel really like I was less than everyone else, if you know what I mean. I don't know. Maybe that's obviously not what anyone's intentions were, but in my head I was kind of like, why am I here? Do you know what I mean? So me and Amber did pluck up the courage to actually start to dance, and we made friends with two of Anastasia's viewers, and here are some videos of our dancing.
Moving on, and I think it should be something I don't want.
actually really fun. Like by the end of the night we did have fun, like we did get into it, we were dancing and it was fun. But I don't think I spoke to Anastasia once that night, and I don't know why. I kind of assumed that she would come up to me since she invited me to her party, but I guess I should have gone up to her and said like, well done on 100k. I don't know why. I just felt really awkward and uncomfortable, and like I felt like I didn't belong there. And there were so many of these like confident, fun YouTubers, like Lewis was pole dancing and everything, and I was just sitting there watching them. Like literally people thought that we were Anastasia's subscribers, which isn't a bad thing, it's not an insult, but like I'm not, if you know what I mean. Like I was invited, that's why it made me feel less, because people thought I'd won a competition to be there. It was a fun party, I did enjoy it. I just wish that I did get more involved. I wish I was more confident, but I'm not, so what can you do? Well, thank you for watching this video guys, and I hope you enjoyed it in some way. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and also subscribe down below if you're new and you want to see more of me. You can turn on my post notifications too so you don't miss an upload, and obviously leave a comment because I love replying to them. I post every Wednesday and Sunday, so I'll see you in my next video. Bye!